Hello guys, welcome to the channel, welcome to October, and we're very near the Halloween season now. So like I promised you way back in September when I did 10 horror movies recommended for autumn, I said I'd do you 10 horror movies recommended for this Halloween. I've tried to do a bit again, another sort of mixture, so it's not all the sort of same. And I've tried to avoid films that I already put in last year's one. So hopefully none of these were in last year's one. So, but I think the first one might have been, but I can't remember. But anyway, we start off number 10. I recommend that this is a Hammer film, um, starring Ralph Bates, and it's Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. This is a very sort of gothic-y Hammer film based on the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde story, except on this time when he transforms from Dr. Jekyll, he doesn't transfer to Mr. Hyde, he transfers to Sister Hyde, he transfers into a woman. And it's a very sort of like, almost like a taboo subject back in that day, but I just thought, wow, really cool, sort of like a sort of way of pointing the story in a different direction, and it works. And it's one of my favourite Hammer films. It's such a good movie. It's so cool. It's just so yeah, it's just a really cool watch, and it's a good spooky film to watch this Halloween. Number 9, we got a Stephen King film, which for his films I rarely recommend. And the thing is with Stephen King is two things. His books, I don't like them. I don't like the way he writes books. The film adaptations of his books, I tend to really like. But I just don't like him, his book, way he writes his books, the way he writes, I don't like. But the stories are fantastic, and they come across in their adaptations amazingly. So we got one here, and this is Pet Cemetery. So I thought I'd dig this one out because it's got that real sort of like 80s sort of feel to it. I think this is an 80s film. It could be a 90s, but I'm sure it's an 80s. And it's about this family moved to this house. Their young boy gets killed in a road accident. And the old neighbour, who's played by Fred Gwynne, who plays Herman Munster in the original Monsters TV series, takes the father to this pet cemetery. And apparently at the back of it, there's this Indian sort of burial ground thing, and if you put dead bodies in it, or dead pets, they come back to life. Anyway, they do that with the cat because the cat gets killed, and that comes back to life. So he tries it with his lad. So the story sort of progresses from that. Really creepy, scary film, and a great watch for Halloween if you've never seen it. Really cool, Pet Cemetery, and you can pick this up on Blu-ray. This is a HMV's Blu-ray. You can pick them up quite cheap. It's not expensive. It's about a tenner, or between 10 and 15 quid. It's a good film. We're off to Italy next for a classic, a gore fest with demons. So I thought I'd put that in there because I wanted to put like an Italian in here. And this one is based in the cinema. All these people get this free invitation to see this horror film at the cinema. They all arrive and they watch this horror film about this mask that creates demons, and they've got the actual mask in display in the foyer, and the girl puts it on and she scratches her face, so it sort of comes to life, and then there's this fight for survival in this cinema against these sort of demons. It's quite a gory film, really cool film. One of is it Lamberto Bava? He's the director, and it's produced by Dario Argento. It's such a cool film, so I thought I'd put Demons in there. Another classic next, a British classic, Horror at the Black Museum. This one's got a bit of a House of Wax sort of feel to it. It's based in like sort of Victorian sort of London, and people being killed off. And there's this guy though runs underneath and underground. He runs this museum of like these sort of wax sort of figurines. It's a very scary, eerie sort of film, and it's a cult classic. It's been released on the Studio Canal's cult classic, and it's really cool. Really good film. I've not actually reviewed this on my channel yet. I will do so because I've not had this very long, and I have watched it. So I will cast my memory back and try and do a review. So I won't go too much into a synopsis of this yet. But yeah, highly recommend it for a sort of classic British horror film. It's not too, it's not too taxing on the brain, and there's no sort of gore to say off, but it's got that eerie feeling, and it's really really cool. Love it. Next one we got a Tim Burton film is Tale of the Sleepy Hollow. Again, it's a classic sort of story of Sleepy Hollow, and it's filmed so beautifully. It's just such a autumny, Halloweeny feel to the film, and when you watch it, it looks absolutely stunning. It's amazing. I've got the 4K over there, but I just dug this one out because it was there and I saw it. Oh, where's my 4K? Yeah, my 4K's down there. And I just thought, oh, what a great film that would be for Halloween to watch, because it's like a postcard of Halloween. Everything about it rings Halloween. It's got visuals of pumpkins in fields, and it's just got everything it needs for the Headless Horseman. So yeah, Sleepy Hollow, I highly recommend this Halloween. Next up, we've got another old sci-fi horror by Howard Hawks, and it's The Thing from Another World. Now, this is the one that John Carpenter based his remake on. The Thing. This is the original, the black and white original, and it's such a cool film. It's about this team of isolated an expedition team out in the Antarctic, and they come across a figure in the snow, and he comes back to life and sort of like haunts them. So it's The Thing that John Carpenter, that you probably all know, but this is the original version of it, the 1950s. Really cool film. Again, a classic thing to watch on Halloween, simply because if you've watched the original Halloween film, when they're in the house with when they're watching the TV, the young lad and that, and they're having their, they're sitting on the sofa. That's the film they're watching on the telly. So it's got that sort of like connection with John Carpenter's Halloween as well. So it's such a cool film. I thought I definitely got to put that in there this year. If you've never seen it, dig it out and watch it. It's really cool, really good film. So that's 6 of them. Number 4, we've got more of a modern one, bit of a witchcraft one. We've got 2 witches, about these 2 witches that are casting spells, and one of them is a young sort of apprentice, and she becomes a bit more evil with her spells, and it's a really cool different sort of film, and it's really kind of haunting, and I love the artwork of this film. Absolutely amazing artwork. So cool. That rings Halloween, doesn't it? With the big haunting house, with the full moon and the 2 witches. It's a fantastic film. Highly recommend you seeing 2 Witches if you've never seen it. I did the review on this my channel. I gave it like a 9 out of 10. Really really cool film. Highly recommend you digging it out this Halloween if you've not seen it. It's quite sinister and really really cool. Love the film. We've got a classic slasher in number 3, and it's Madman. This is a classic sort of campfire in the woodlands, in the woods sort of horror film, where we got our killer, Madman Mars. It's a typical story. If you say his name, he comes back and he sort of kills you, and that's pretty much what this one does. It's really really cool. Got some good kills in it. I do like Madman Mars. It's a bit of a cult following sort of film. I would love to get the upgrade. I know they've just re-released this on 4K. It'd be really cool to see what that looks like on 4K, because I've had this a number of years now. But it's such a cool film. Really tacky, really cheesy, but real good fun. Madman is number 3. Number 2, we're going back to a really old classic Boris Karloff film for number 2, and I've got The Mummy. I thought, yeah, I was going to do Frankenstein, but I think I put that in last year. So this year we're going with The Mummy, which is an amazing film. He plays an amazing role in this film. It's really creepy. And out of all those Universal monsters, I find this one the most eeriest out of all of them. Yeah, Frankenstein is so cool, very gothic. And that Dracula, need not say anything. You know about Dracula and Bela Lugosi, but this one was really eerie and creepy. And this one sent shivers down, and I thought, yeah, what a perfect sort of film that's going to be for Halloween. And Boris Karloff plays an amazing role in it. It's really cool. So yeah, definitely try and watch that if you get the chance. A really cool film. So number 2 is The Mummy. So number 1's going to be a classic that's going to be predictable, probably in last year's, and it's still number 1, and it's Halloween. Of course, John Carpenter's Halloween, Michael Myers, going back to Haddonfield to after he'd done his killing as a young boy, he goes back there to seek out the remaining family members. And it's an amazing film. It's a classic slasher film. You know, it is the pinnacle of Halloween films. Really cool. It's got that autumny feel throughout the film. You've got all the oranges and the greens of the trees and the leaves on the floor. Lots of browns in the film. Very sort of 70s looking with that eerie soundtrack. There's nothing more creepier on Halloween than watching Michael Myers. Anyway, there you go. There's 10 recommendations from me for this Halloween. Hope you like them. Please just pick one of them out and you'll have a good time. I've not picked anything that's too extreme or taxing. Yes, I could have gone and picked out Terrifier 2, because Terrifier 2 is around the Halloween sort of time. But I thought, no, I'm not going to go down the extreme route, just in case people that not heavily into horror check this out, think, oh, that Killer Clown looks cool, but it's very extreme, and I just thought, no, I won't put that in. So I'm just going to leave in the sort of ones that I think that most people would be able to watch without any sort of major issue. So there you go. We've got Halloween, we've got The Mummy, Madman, Two Witches, The Thing from Another World, Sleepy Hollow, Horrors of the Black Museum, Demons is probably the goriest one in there, guys. Pet Cemetery, and Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde. So there you go. Anyway, guys, thanks for tuning in. Hope you have a great Halloween. A massive shout out to the lad and to his amazing horror channels, Grumpy Andrew's Haunted House, Horror Hands. Everyone, have a great time. Till next time, look after yourselves, look after one another, and I really hope I'll see you all soon.